This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 820 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is an excerpt from Professional Riders Organization Eventing Radio Show. Show co-hosts Nate Chambers and Joe Meyer answer a listener question about shoes for event horses. And we'll get right to our shoe tip after this shopping tip from EquestrianCollections.com.
Well, hi, Glenn here with the Horse Radio Network, and I am with Debbie from Equestrian Collections with the product of the week.
Hi, Glenn. This week I'm featuring the Dublin Renegade Paddock Boots. I picked these because I think they're pretty unique. They are a riding boot, and they're also a barn boot. And the thing I like about them is they have a lace up the front so you can adjust them to however you like your, like to feel your boots. They're nice and tall, cover your ankles, very protective. But they have this cool zipper then on the side instead of in the back. I mean, you've seen paddock boots that have the lace in the front and the zipper in the back. Well, this has the zipper on the side. It gives it a very neat look. When I have a pair, they're very comfortable, and I thought, these are kind of wintry. I think I'll save mine for the winter, and some other people here in the office have them, and they wear them all the time, and they really like them. So I think these are probably not just seasonal boots, even though they look a little bit like they might be. They are year-round boots, and you can also ride in them, and they come in some really funky colors. They are distressed, which means if you order a black, it really comes out kind of a really dark gray gunmetal color, which is, they're really unique. It's brand new. Dublin is coming up with all these new types of boots, and these are ones that I would really suggest trying. They're really comfortable and really unique and very serviceable.
Very good. And you can look them up on Equestrian Collections website by going to equestriancollections.com and searching for Dublin Renegade Paddock Boots, and you'll find them there. And as Debbie said, they come in a multitude of colors and sizes. All the sizes are in there with all the half sizes as well.
Yeah, and we have several of them in stock, can ship out today.
And we're actually going to get into Nate and Joe's tips now. We had a question from one of our regular listeners. Joe, what are we going to be talking about?
Okay, so Celeste Coulter would like to know when to put on studs, started using studs on her off-the-track thoroughbred. He's 5 years old. She's had him since he was 3. And when do you start putting on back shoes and, what sort of terrain and stuff? So basically, it depends where you are, Celeste. If you are living in England, you're pretty much going to have shoes on your horse all of the time, front and back, and you probably want to wear studs when you go cross-country schooling on clay because it's quite muddy, or once you start competing. If you're in the US, for instance, you can possibly get away without back shoes if you're in Florida and even without front shoes. And we know that Bruce Davidson doesn't put shoes on his horses until they're almost intermediate. Is that right, Nate?
Not intermediate. I don't think old Bruce is that crazy. But when they're getting ready to go prelim, he puts the shoes on. I believe he said to me once, they've got to earn their shoes. Obviously, if they have special shoeing needs, I'm sure he accommodates. But for the ones with good feet, and are sure-footed, we're blessed with decent footing in the different places we travel. And so, the shoes really don't become a big thing for the novice and training level horses for him.
Yeah, so down here in Florida, you don't necessarily need shoes. Front shoes is probably adequate up to beginner, novice level, depending on the state of your horse's feet. If you've got a horse with good feet, you probably don't have to shoe them behind. I had a fabulous horse 2 seasons and a half ago called Violet Rain, who ran up through preliminary and even at Red Hills barefoot, and had no problem whatsoever, but she had fabulous feet. And saying that, when I was living and riding in England, the horses had to be shod all the time and wearing studs at most of the competition. We are lucky here in the States that we do a lot of dressage and show jumping on prepared surfaces. And so, you don't need to use studs there either. So I hope that answers your question.
And the other thing is with the studs, I mean, if you're going to be using studs, I think it's pretty safe to say that you're going to want the back shoes on. I don't see too much of a point in putting studs on just for front shoes. If you're getting to the point where you're thinking you really need the studs, time to put the back shoes on too.
Well, it's nothing to screw into otherwise, is there, Nate?
Well, no. I mean, you could give it a shot, but
can't put studs into the feet, can you? So you'll need the back shoes on.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Oh, what? No Woody come back?
I was just letting you have that one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. One of the few I actually get to enjoy. Thank you so much,
Okay,
Joe.
so anyway, so Celeste, thank you very much for your question. And if anybody has got any questions at all, please don't hesitate to email us at the Eventing Radio Show. Find me on Facebook, Joe Meyer, or joemeyereventing.com, or on Twitter, Joe Meyer, EVNTR. And Nate, you're at?
My website is chamberseventteam.com. You can follow me on Facebook or Twitter at NC Eventing. Thank you all so much for joining us.
And that's a wrap. You can also find lots more tips about topics ranging from barn care to websites for horse people at horsetipdaily.com. Just look for the topics drop-down menu on the left. If you enjoyed listening to Nate and Joe's eventing advice, you can find them periodically hosting the Eventing Radio Show presented by Pro. Just go to eventingradio.com. And don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's podcast has been brought to you through the generous support of EquestrianCollections.com. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.